Hi, Jim. This is Michael from OTC Online TOEFLcourse.com, and you are a lot of things right now. You are my TOEFL Writing Bootcamp course student. You're a TOEFL Speaking Bootcamp course student. You're working really hard at improving your English skills. And I just read your integrated writing practice test on homeschooling. This is integrated writing practice test number 5 in my online TOEFL course. Your score is 3.0 out of 5, 20 points out of 30. So I think you can make some improvements in the connections of the main points from the reading and the listening passage. As it says here, sometimes the points are unclear or imprecise. You also had some problems with some grammar skills, although you have pretty good control over that. So before wasting any time, let's get to your practice test. Let's take a look paragraph by paragraph and see what we can do to clean up your writing. So right now you're at 20 points. You asked me in the email, Michael, what do I need to do in order to get 30 out of 30 points on this? So in the first paragraph, homeschooling, an alternative choice for children, has been argued by several people with different views. I'm going to say according to the author in the reading passage. I don't think we need all of that information. How about this? Homeschooling, an alternative educational choice for children, according to the author in the reading passage, has negative academic results for children because it differs from traditional education. Then maybe, because that's a pretty long sentence, however, the speaker casts doubt on these assertions. How about analyzing this method of education, you might say, in a more positive light? Okay, I think that's good. So I think you need to make sure that you're explaining the sources. We need to know these sources here. Okay, so let's look at the first paragraph one more time. Homeschooling, an alternative educational choice for children, according to the author in the reading passage, has negative academic results for children because it differs from traditional education. However, the speaker, analyzing this method of education in a more positive light, casts doubt on these assertions. Okay, we're ready. First of all, people who are anti-homeschooling think that homeschooling makes children access. Okay, first of all, the author believes okay, I think this is it. So the author believes that homeschooling makes children how about which change this? Prevents children from having access to social interaction. which doesn't help children to grow up. Then you say, okay, we have but children, but people. How about let's put conversely, a little bit more formal transition word there. People, you're spending too much time on the, just say something like this. Some children are shy and some job requirements don't need social skills, so homeschooling exactly provides suitable choice for those children. Okay, it provides suitable choice, argues what's more. This is maybe a little too informal for this. Let's put moreover. Okay, I'm looking over at the reading passage right now. Let's see. So there's a lot of social networking that I'm going to put homeschooled children can use the speaker adds that there's a lot of social networking. Let's say it the other way. You're using a lot of homeschooled children can use social networking by participating in clubs and sports homeschool children can use social networking by participating in clubs and sports, hence getting many opportunities to improve interacting skills. Okay, I think we're good there. Okay, let's go to the next one here. So in this second body paragraph, let's see. So we have this one. So second of all, although there are many worries about irresponsible parents, bad influences on their children, supporters of homeschooling think. So I don't think you should put the points from the reading and the listening in different paragraphs. I mean, in the same sentence. If you put the main point from the reading in a subordinate clause, and then you put the main point from the listening in an independent clause, it's kind of like you're saying, well, the listening passage has the main idea, and the reading has a support idea, but that's not right. They're both equal. They're equal ideas. If you subordinate it this way, it almost is like you have a form of bias. So I don't think you should do it this way. First, you can say the author claims that homeschools, it says, we'll say operated by parents many of whom do not have the qualifications to teach. They don't have the qualifications to teach their children. Therefore, these homeschool children, according to the author, will not get a quality I think this is probably good enough. So the author claims that homeschools are operated by parents, many of whom do not have the qualifications to teach their children. Therefore, so I'm adding a little bit. These homeschool children, according to the author, will not get a quality education. Now we want to see how I'm clearly kind of separating the information. So we have two sentences explaining reading point number 2. Now we're going to have one or two sentences explaining listening point 2. Contends we can probably say this. We put one more in addition. These parents teach an can teach in irresponsible ways. Okay, you need to put that in there. The speaker contends that so we have to counter that first idea of the irresponsibility there, and then we'll get the other one here. So even though parents may not have the necessary education, homeschooled children have access to credentialed teachers. See, this is, you're not really saying that exactly. It is technology, but it's important to say that the children had the opportunity to meet with credentialed teachers, maybe even once a month, and they can go over their lessons and use technology to help them understand. Then say, this added support will give parents chances to care, pay attention, and monitor their children's education. See, so I have to develop a little bit more than what you did, right? So let's look at what we have here. So we have, second of all, the author claims that homeschools are operated by parents, many of whom do not have the qualifications to teach their children. In addition, these parents can teach in irresponsible ways. Therefore, these homeschooled children, according to the author, will not get a quality education. In contrast, most parents act quite responsibly when teaching their children. Asserts the speaker. Furthermore, even though parents may not have the necessary education, homeschool children will have access to credentialed teachers who will supplement what these students are learning by using computer technology and textbooks. Hence, according to the speaker, this added support will give parents chances to care, pay attention to, and monitor their children's education. All right, we got it. So we need to look at the next paragraph. Okay, let's take a look at your final body paragraph. Third of all, some people think, no, it's not some people, it's a source. It's the author believes that homeschooling prevents children from being punctual and responsible. How about why? In as much as you're not quite getting a complete response, in as much as these children physical classroom on time, nor are they expected. Notice how I'm using nor plus the verb plus the subject plus the main verb. That's a little bit of syntactic variety. Nor are they expected to submit assignments specific deadline. However, so let's make sure we don't use the same one twice. We have conversely in one paragraph to show the contrast from the reading and the listening. In the next paragraph, we use the word in contrast to show that difference. And then in this one, we're using however. However, others say that homeschooling can also make children more independent. How about homeschooling claims the speaker, so we show the difference. Can make children more independent. Now make sure you have all the right points here. You have, for instance, homeschooling children don't need teachers or parents to push them to study or work. They have opportunities to work independently and find answers on their own. How about which is, I think it says, important to their academic success when, if these students decide to attend college. It doesn't say that exactly, but it says, I think, in the reading passage, their future, which kind of implies it. Okay, let's look at it one more time. Third of all, the author believes that homeschooling prevents children from being punctual and responsible in as much as these children do not have to show up to physical classrooms on time, nor are they expected to submit assignments on specific deadlines. Okay, let's get that. Specific deadlines. However, homeschooling, claims the speaker, can make children more independent. For instance, homeschooling children, or homeschooled, make it an adjective here. Homeschooled children don't need teachers or parents to push them to study or work. How about instead, so we don't have a comma twice, they have opportunities to work independently. How about to complete assignments and to find answers? Which is important to their academic success if these students decide to attend college. Sorry about that, excuse me. Okay, so let's look at the last paragraph here. Overall, homeschooling has positive and negative influences on children, and if one family wants to start homeschooling, they should think a lot about that. These may be reading. Maybe say that because you want to acknowledge the sources so it sounds like it's a summary and it's not your opinion. what you wrote was about 265 words, right? So the changes, I kind of added and clarified a few ideas. So we've changed it now to where it's about 356 words. So we added about 100 words in there. And this is why I'm putting you right around 30 on this particular practice test. If you look at, yeah, it says, although the response is definitely oriented to the task, it conveys only vague, global, unclear, somewhat imprecise connection of the points made in the lecture to points made in the reading. So you can probably do a little bit better in that area. Okay, we're going to make just a few more changes, and this is it. So let's read it one more time. So homeschooling, an alternative educational choice for children, according to the author in the reading passage, has negative academic results for children because it differs from traditional education. Notice the sentence, that beginning one there. That's 27 words. However, the speaker, analyzing this method of education in a more positive light, casts doubt on these assertions. So that's kind of your introductory paragraph. Notice how I'm explicitly naming the reading passage and the listening passage. First of all, the author believes that homeschooling prevents children from having access to social interaction, which doesn't help children grow up. Conversely, some children are shy and some job requirements don't need social skills, so homeschooling exactly provides a suitable choice for those children, argues the speaker. Moreover, homeschooled children can use social networking by participating in clubs and sports, hence getting many opportunities to improve their social interacting skills. Again, 23, try to keep a lot of your sentences between 20 and 30 words. That's usually pretty good for academic writing. Second of all, the author claims that homeschools are operated by parents, many of whom do not have the qualifications to teach their children. In addition, these parents can teach in irresponsible ways. Therefore, these homeschool children, according to the author, will not get a quality education. In contrast, most parents act quite responsibly when teaching their children, asserts the speaker. Furthermore, even though parents may not have the necessary education, homeschool children have access to credentialed teachers who will supplement what these students are learning by according to the author, according to the speaker, this added support will give parents chances to care, pay attention to, and monitor their children's education. Third of all, the author believes that homeschooling prevents children from being punctual and responsible inasmuch as these children do not have to show up to physical classrooms, nor are they expected to submit assignments on specific deadlines. However, homeschooling, claims the speaker, can make children more independent. For instance, homeschool children don't need teachers or parents to push them to study or work. Instead, they have opportunities to work independently to complete assignments and to find answers, which is important to their academic success if these students decide to attend college. Overall, homeschooling has negative and positive influences on children, and if one family wants to start homeschooling, they should think a lot about what was said in these reading and listening passages. So I put that information in there to just add it a little bit more. Okay, let's take a look at the most important lessons that you should study right now. Okay, with I think in the grammar part, you're already studying a lot of lessons there because of the integrated feedback or the independent writing feedback I gave you. So if you want to review anything, I think lesson 25, comma splices, run-on sentences and fragments. Take a look at that. If we go to the writing part of my course, we're going to the end of it. Let's go, step 6, target and improve your writing with the integrated writing tasks right here. TOEFL integrated writing strategies. I think you should study this lesson. I think is important for you. So then you can study that one, and then there's one more I wanted you to take a look at. Lesson 12.2, Paraphrasing with Voice Markers. I'd like you to develop a little bit better control over your voice markers. Sometimes you'll put the reading passage in the beginning of the sentence, sometimes in the middle, sometimes at the end. Same thing with the listening. So I think it's important to learn that a little bit. And that showcases your summary writing skills, and your ability to acknowledge other people's ideas with good syntactic variety. There's nothing wrong with that, right? All right, thank you for doing the practice test. So, as you're doing more integrated writing practice, really keep an eye toward developing your ideas a little bit more, and then putting those voice markers in there more to help acknowledge the sources.